So how to plot multiple graphs in the same window, in the same figure. So far we saw that how to plot different plots in different windows. So let's assume that I want to plot both of these plots that we plotted in different windows. I want to plot both of them in the same window. So how are we going to do that? What I'm going to do, I'm going to keep let me rewrite the function, and basically I'm gonna ask user to enter the time range for both of these functions, right? So let me go ahead and do this. I'm gonna copy this, Control C, and actually, you know what, I don't really have to copy this since user is already entering that, so I'm gonna keep it over there. I'm just going to rewrite the first equation in terms of t, so that that equation can also be plotted on for the same scale that we are plotting the other equation. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm gonna call it, let's say, ft2, right? And all the axes I'm gonna change to t. And you know what, I'm just going to remove the exponential function from here, and I'm just gonna say t square, let's say, right? T. Okay, so that's another function. Actually, it's not exactly the same as the first one, but any other function. And now I'm gonna do figure 3 and then plot. Let's say I want to plot both of them versus t. So I'm gonna write down first t comma f of t comma, so first x, first y, and then t comma ft2, second x, second y. And this is as simple as that. And if you have, you know, more plots, then third x, third y, fourth x, fourth y, and so on and so forth. Okay, all right, and then I'm just gonna copy this thing. I can copy the title as well. So this I'm gonna say, let's say I'm gonna call it f1t and f2t. Observe that how it's going to appear when I use the underscore is going to appear as subscript when it will be printed out. So this is my this is my f1t, and then I'm also gonna say print the title, and f2t is this. So I'm just gonna copy this, f2t, so make it go, and f2t, okay, and then that's going to be a comma over here. Hold on, why it is not accepting that? Oh, because I have ended that over here. All right, here you go. And f2t, so I'm gonna do this f underscore 2 and parentheses t, f2t is equal to 2 sine, I'm gonna just clean this up a little bit, 2 sine 3, and I'm gonna leave spaces, so 5t, okay, it went to the other line, that's okay, 5t and sine 2t, I guess that's cleaned up, right? Okay, and that's it. Save it. Okay, all right, run. That's the first graph, right? Because we are not asking to enter the x-axis for this graph. Okay, for the next two graphs I'm asking for the x-axis. Well, my question is for only the first one, but I'm gonna use the same time axis for the second one, so I'm gonna go ahead and change it. Well, let me just go ahead and enter right now what we entered earlier, 0.01 to 10. Oops. Okay, nice. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and clean it up a little bit. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna change the input, and I'm just going to say to plot f1t and f2t. Okay, so that's gonna be my question. Go ahead and run it. Colon over here. Run it. Again, the first plot will be plotted without any problem. Again, in the lectures, you can also see how to use axis to restrict the plot up to a specific value. So that's given in the tutorial. I'm not going to go over it, just check in the tutorial. Alright, so time vector. So let's say 0, 0.01, and let's say I plot up to 20. Here, there's something going on with my keyboard. No, that's not good. Okay, here you go. Here you go. Oh, I think oh yeah, this is the last one with both of them. Okay, here you go. So that's the second one, which is this figure right here. And then the third one, of course, is this figure. As you can see, figure number 3 on top of it. And that's the figure where you have both f1t and f2t. Alright, here's a question. How are you gonna know which one is f1t and f2t when you have multiple graphs, or you have, 5 graphs, let's say? How are you going to know which one is what? That's where we use legends. If you have multiple graphs, multiple plots in a same window, that's when you use legends. How you use legends? Let's go back and show you how you use legend. Extremely simple, comma, legend, and then in the legend write whatever you want to write as a string for the first graph, and for the second one. So let's say I will write down f1t as my first string. So when it will plot the first plot, whichever color it will plot with, it's going to show that color for f1t. And then my second plot is for f2t, right? f2t. So the second string is f2t. Right, save it, run it. First graph. Then it's gonna ask me the question. I'm gonna clear that up. It's gonna ask me the question about about the plots. So 0. Let's say I just go 0.1. What's going on with my keyboard? 0.1, and then I go 20. Let's say. There you go. So that's the second graph, figure 2. That's the third graph, figure 3. And observe. Okay, there one more thing that I want you to observe. As I was telling you, now I'm plotting less number of points, right? My interval is only 0.1, larger interval. Observe these edges, right? Anytime you see these edges, go ahead and change your interval, make it smaller. Otherwise you will see these sharp edges in the graph. Remember earlier you saw that those sharp edges were not there. Observe here, legend, right? Blue color is f1t, and whatever red color is f2t, right? So this is how you can put legends to show which color correspond to which equation, and of course those two equations are written on top of the graph right here. All right, let me go ahead and change the step size, and you will observe that the graph is going to become smooth. So let's go ahead and run it one more time. First one, and it's going to ask me a question. So instead of 0.1 as my 0.01, right, as we were doing earlier. So now it's going to plot more points, so the graph is going to be smoother. All right, observe, much smoother, right? So remember, anytime again you see those sharp edges, you go ahead and change the step size, make it smaller, and your graph is going to be much smoother. Alright, next we are going to discuss in the next video how to do subplotting.